Hello everyone, welcome to Nilanjana's exclusive English lessons, and today I am here to discuss about the ancient Roman festival, the Feast of Lupercal that would shock the modern audiences. Here I am to discuss the wild rituals that were held during the Feast of Lupercal. Now, the mention of this festival is in Julius Caesar Act 1, written by William Shakespeare, but much is not discussed about that in the play. So, in this video, I'm going to give you some overall understanding about how this particular festival was held, what were the rituals that were conducted, and I'm sure this is going to give you a clear idea and its connection to the play. So there were some rituals that were really shocking. What took place during the Feast of Lupercal? Number one, there was the animal sacrifice. Now, the festival began at the Lupercal cave on the Palatine Hill, where priests called the Luperci, the priests who performed these sacrifices, they were called the Luperci, and they sacrificed goats and sometimes also a dog. Goats, why? Because they were considered to be sacred animals and they represented fertility, and dogs were sacrificed for purification. Now, where was this held? This was held in the sacred cave. Now, this cave was located at the foot of a hill in Rome, and it was also near some of the most important places in Rome, like the temple of Magna Mater and even a church. Actually, this cave was chosen because, according to the Roman legend, this cave was very special because the she wolf called Lupa, she took care of and fed the twin brothers Romulus and Remus there after they were left alone. Now, who were they? Who were Romulus and Remus? These twins are said to have founded the city of Rome. And the Lupercal cave was very important for religious ceremonies and especially this particular festival. Now, during this festival, the priest what they did? They conducted the special rituals inside the cave to celebrate and honor the city's origins and fertility. As I said, that the young priest, the elite priest who performed these famous and shocking rituals, they were called the Luperci. And this was one of the most important rituals that were held in ancient Rome. The next ritual that was often organized was the blood ritual and purification. So, after the sacrifice, two Luperci priests they approached the altar. Their foreheads were touched with a bloody knife, dipped in the blood of the sacrificed animals, and then wiped clean with wool soaked in milk. This strange act symbolized purification and rebirth. The priests were also expected to laugh during this ritual, which was again seen as a sign of cleansing. Another shocking ritual that was also revealed from one of the oil painting that actually depicted the chaotic ancient Roman festival. So in this painting, it was seen that there was a youth who was running with a height. And what was he wearing? He was only wearing a loin cloth made from the sacrificed animals. The Luperci raced through Rome's streets, striking people, especially women, with strips of goat skin. So now I hope you can relate what you have read in Act 1, Scene 2, when Julius Caesar instructs his wife Calpurnia to stand there so that she could be hit by Antony as he was doing the holy chase. And the women, far from running away during this ritual, nobody actually ran away, but rather they eagerly stepped forward to be struck. Why? Because they believe that that is going to cure their infertility or even ensure an easy childbirth. And the scene was really chaotic, wild, and highly anticipated because even elite women they participated in this ritual without shame. The Roman mythology dates back to the story of She-Wolf and the twins. And all the rituals that took place, it was in honor of the myth that Rome's founders were raised by a she-wolf, making Lupercalia both a religious and a nationalistic spectacle. This was not just a festival, in fact, it was not just a wild spectacle, it was also a communal celebration that reinforced Rome's mythological roots, especially the story of Romulus and Remus. As I said, who were they? They were the legendary founders who were nurtured by a she wolf in this particular cave. The Lupercal festival also marked a time of spring and fertility, which was really important for both the city's survival and agriculture. And at times, the city's most powerful men, including Mark Antony and Caesar, they took prominent roles in the running. Caesar himself instructed his wife Calpurnia, as we see in the play, because he wanted a boost to their childless marriage and also cementing public support. And yes, the rituals could be shocking to us, but for the Romans, they were a mark of status and political visibility. But do you know that the Feast of Lupercal ended after some years? This festival was eventually banned in 494 CE by the Christian Church because they wanted to suppress the pagan rituals. And actually, some say that this led to the creation of the Valentine's Day traditions. But, anyways, the Feast of Lupercal remains unforgettable for its blend of myth, fertility, public spectacle, and ancient traditions. But then, why is this important for understanding the play Julius Caesar? Because the festival reflects the complex, chaotic atmosphere of Rome itself, a city which was filled with power struggles, superstition, and public spectacle. In the play, Julius Caesar's return to Rome during the Feast of Lupercal is not just a casual event. It's actually a moment, if you can remember, which was loaded with a lot of tensions, old loyalties, because some citizens were loyal still to Pompey, and fears about Caesar's ambition coming to the forefront. People feared that he is going to become more like a dictator. He was becoming powerful day by day. So the fear the people had that was also quite evident during the scene of Feast of Lupercal as we read the play. The tribunes, Mariulus and Flavius, they confront the common people for celebrating Caesar's victory. And they also reminded that beneath the colorful festival, there was a conflict that was brewing about leadership and power. The Lupercal's rituals, the goat skin, the whipping, the animal sacrifices, they all symbolize fertility, as we already discussed, but they also symbolize raw power. And these themes echo throughout the play because most of the characters they wrestle, they continuously struggle with loyalty, ambition, and betrayal. Caesar's wife Calpurnia's fertility concerns are also connected directly to the festival's emphasis on renewing life. Caesar instructs Mark Antony to touch Calpurnia during the run. Why? Because he wanted to cure her barrenness. It was a deeply personal moment that foreshadows his vulnerabilities and also the superstitions surrounding Caesar. So, therefore, the Feast of Lupercal adds layers to the meaning of Shakespeare's drama. So, therefore, this particular drama is not just about politics. It's about the very human struggles between tradition and change, order and chaos, public celebration and private fear. So, as you watch the play or explore Act 1, I'm going to drop the link in my description box. I'm sure most of you have already watched. Those who haven't, yes, please go through it line by line and keep the spirit of Lupercalia in mind because it's a vivid reminder that Rome itself was a city of contradictions where religious ritual, political intrigue were deeply connected. And therefore, this knowledge brings the play to life and shows us why Julius Caesar's story continues to resonate over 400 years after Shakespeare wrote it. That's all for today. If you have liked the video, please share it at least with one of your friends so that they can also know what goes behind the Feast of Lupercal. That would definitely give them a better understanding of the play because most of these things will never be discussed in your class. This is just for your knowledge, by the way, and this is just for your overall understanding of the drama. Thank you so much for joining Nilanjana's exclusive English lessons. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights into Shakespeare's timeless works. And as I said, share this video with at least one person. And definitely watch the full video of Act 1, Scene 1 and 2 here. Thank you and have a beautiful day.